phone. Don't need no speedy car to get me home. Don't need no nothing, all I need is time for the simple life. Go get your butt off of that lazy couch. Put down a laptop and get out of that house. Don't need no nothing, all I need is time for the simple life. I got a brand new scratch on my
This is us.
Try to call the body shop, but my phone is dead. I tried to email my
And this, well, this is our tiny trailer. With its humble beginnings, we, as in my wife, just wanted a place to sleep. Well, she got it.
It's making me think how much this makes. I keep on buying new things that I can't really use if it gets.
And, well, maybe just a few other things, like a solar system and a thermostatically controlled fan. And, of course, a microwave. A retractable awning.
All I need is time for that simple life. I'm taking one step forward and 3 steps back.
And maybe just a few other small details. Sometimes we like to take our tiny trailer on tiny adventures, like in our front yard.
That hand-me-down I got from Dad. I solve one problem and another one's popping up and ain't.
And other times, the adventures are just a tad bigger.
Cause when you got it good, you just don't know when to stop. Don't worry about the earnings if it stops you from living. Don't need no TV, I don't need no phone. Don't need a speedy car to get me home. Don't need no nothing, all I need is time for the simple life. Oh.
Either way, whenever we hook up our tiny trailer, you can bet there's gonna be an adventure.
Put down the laptop and get out of that house. Don't need no nothing, all I need is time for that simple life. Oh, don't need no TV, I don't need no phone. Don't need a speedy car to get me home. Don't need no nothing, all I need is time.
So come and join us as we head up the north shore of Lake Superior at the height of the fall colors and explore the boundary waters.
Lazy couch. Put down the laptop and get out of the house. It doesn't hurt if you would try. Sometimes it's the simple life.
Jolene and I have had this trip planned and the permits for quite some time, but it was just kinda tentative. But with one look at the weather forecast, we decided to pack the dogs and all of our junk and head north to Brule Lake. After we got the dogs loaded up, we got the real animal loaded up. Jolene was a trooper. That pack wasn't light.
There it goes, turning my whole world around. Do you feel what I feel?
We were excited, we were optimistic, the weather was gorgeous, calm waters. This was going to be a good trip.
I gotta hold you in these arms of steel. Lay your heart on the line. This time I wanna breathe when you breathe. When you whisper like that.
Brule Lake is a pretty sizable lake as far as boundary water lakes go. They often say it's not about the destination, but rather the journey that matters most. Well, when you're in the boundary waters, I'd say they're both equally epic. Most people that know me would generally classify me as an optimistic guy. Well, I do know that most adventures aren't much of an adventure if things go exactly as planned. Which brings us to the first of 4 portages of this trip. Remember that optimism I talked about? Well, we're about to hit our first snag. Turns out that carrying a gazillion pounds with 2 bruised ankles from our backpacking trip in Colorado just a couple of weeks ago wasn't such a great idea. Did I mention that this first portage was the easiest one of the trip? They were about to get harder. A lot harder. And a lot longer.
Can you see what I see?
So we adapted and made a few logistical changes. I took the pack, and Jolene tried her hand with a canoe. That was an equally bad idea, so we made some more changes. I took the canoe, and then I went back for the pack. Now I can't end this story here. Jolene is an extremely hard worker and pretty strong. Just because she can't do something today certainly doesn't mean that she can't do something tomorrow. With a look of determination in her eye, a little bit of rest, a little bit of relaxation, some proper nutrition in the form of Mountain House and oatmeal, some fresh northern pike from the lake, and maybe just a bit of structured training on the lakeshore.
Where is she, Boots? Holy cow, you made it! You want your jacket on?
Here, Lee, you just brought me to be your freaking donkey.
She came back and absolutely crushed the longest portage of the trip.
How's your fire skills going?
I don't know if they're as good as yours.
Yeah, right.
You got the circuit going good last night.
So cute. I did not make my net.
I just started throwing stuff in there.
You're gonna keep your baby warm?
Yep.
Yeah, mine are not that nice.
This night turned out to be one of the most glorious nights I've ever spent at a campsite. The solitude in conjunction with the countless numbers of stars made the veil into the heavens seem very, very thin.
There he goes, moving across the water.
With the dogs all warm and cozy in their
There
PJs,
he goes.
we decided to put them in their tent, and Jolene and I weren't too long after. I'd like to say the next morning we got up early and got a head start in the day, but you know what? The truth is, we didn't. We laid around and we did our best to enjoy every moment that we had there.
I gotta hold you in these
Everyone seemed to be pretty content just doing what, they do best.
This time I wanna breathe when you breathe, when you whisper like that hot summer breeze. Count the beads of sweat that cover me. Didn't you show me a sign this time? Who else is gonna bring you a broken arrow? Who else is gonna bring you a bottle of rain? There we go, moving across the water. There we go, turning my
As we wrapped up a second day on Davis Lake, we reflected on a perfect day of fishing, food, and scenery. The weather was somehow better than the day before, and the night sky once again was bursting with stars, enhanced only by an absence of light from a new moon. On the third morning of our trip, we did get going a little earlier as we had some big water to cover and the wind was blowing in from the south. This day was also met with a few more challenges in the way of rerouting due to an unnavigable portage, and, well, I'll let Jolene tell you in person what happened right after this fateful selfie was taken. Nonetheless, we finally made it to an unbelievably beautiful campsite where we quickly made camp and started enjoying the unique sunset thanks to the smoke that blew in from the big forest fires out west.
There we go. Turn my whole world around. Turning my whole world around.
After a long day of covering a lot of water and ground, we were all pretty tired and hungry. On the menu tonight was chicken and dumplings served in bed. How deluxe is that? After we ate, we got ready to settle in for our third and final night in this Northwoods paradise. On our final day, there were just a couple of short portages as we headed back across the big lake with a bit more wind than we were comfortable with. It really put our canoe skills to the test, with the sides of the canoe buckling a bit from the waves, but we lived to tell about it. Don't tell anyone this, but I was secretly hoping to be stranded out on an island for another day or two. Well, thanks for tuning in. We're going to jump back in the truck and head south and enjoy the colors until our next adventure. I hope you can join us.